As of January 28, 2025, Palantir's short interest was sitting at around 76.14 million, a decrease of about 10.84% from the previous month. But here's the kicker, just a day later, on January 29, 2025, that number shot up to 98.49 million shares, which is around 4.7% of the float. If you're thinking, wait a second, this could be the start of something big, you're absolutely right. In today's video, we're diving deep into what this means, how a short squeeze could send Palantir soaring to $100, and how all these numbers could shake up the market in the coming weeks. What exactly is short interest? Before we go any further, let's quickly cover the basics. What is short interest? In simple terms, short interest is the amount of shares that investors have borrowed and sold, hoping to buy them back at a lower price later. If the stock price rises, they get burned; if it falls, they make money. In short, if there's a high short interest, it suggests that a lot of investors are betting against the stock. But here's this part: when the stock price starts rising, those short sellers panic and rush to buy back their shares to cut losses, pushing the stock even higher. This creates a snowball effect known as a short squeeze, and trust me, it can be a wild ride. Now, let's talk about Palantir's short interest. As of January 28, 2025, Palantir's short interest was reported at 76.14 million shares, which represented a 10.84% decrease from the previous month. Normally, you'd think, okay, that's a good sign, right? More short interest means more betting against the stock, and a decrease can signal that some of those bears, the folks betting against Palantir, are starting to bail out, maybe because they're thinking the stock will continue to climb. But, hold your horses. Here's where things get interesting. Just a day later, on January 29, 2025, the short interest spiked to 98.49 million shares, which makes up 4.7% of the float. Wait, what? That's a huge jump. From 76 million to 98 million in 24 hours. Now we're talking. This sudden rise could mean that new bears are coming in, betting that Palantir is overvalued, and hoping to capitalize on a drop. So, why does this matter? Well, imagine you're a short seller. You've borrowed shares from someone else, hoping to sell them at today's price and buy them back later at a lower price. But, if the stock starts going up and more people start buying it, you've got a big problem on your hands. You need to cover your position, and quickly. If Palantir's stock starts to climb due to positive news, good earnings, or, well, anything really, these short sellers might be forced to buy back those shares at higher prices, causing the stock to skyrocket. This is what we call a short squeeze. What is a short squeeze? Okay, picture this: you're at a crowded concert, and the crowd is slowly pushing toward the stage. Everyone's excited, but then suddenly, a few people at the front start running to get to the best spots, causing a stampede. The more people run, the more others get swept up in the rush, and before you know it, the entire crowd is stampeding toward the stage, creating chaos. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you've commented, let's continue. In the stock market, a short squeeze works the same way. It happens when short sellers who bet against the stock are forced to buy back shares to cover their positions, and this buying frenzy drives the stock price up even more. As the stock goes up, even more short sellers panic and start covering, causing an even bigger price surge. Now, imagine this happening with Palantir. A short squeeze could send Palantir's stock price flying, maybe all the way up to $100 or beyond. Here's why. How could Palantir's short squeeze play out? Let's break down what a potential short squeeze could look like for Palantir. Step 1. Short interest increases. We're already seeing signs that short interest is rising. With 98.49 million shares short as of January 29, that's 4.7% of the float. If more investors decide to bet against Palantir, the short interest could keep growing, setting the stage for a squeeze. Step 2. Positive news or market events. Whether it's a positive earnings report, major government contracts, or any news that boosts Palantir's outlook, a good catalyst could cause the stock to rise rapidly. Step 3. Shorts start panicking. As Palantir's stock price climbs, short sellers will start to worry. They have to buy back shares to cover their positions, which causes more buying pressure, driving the stock even higher. This is where the squeeze happens. Step 4. The snowball effect. The more shorts cover, the more the stock rises, which causes even more shorts to cover, and the cycle continues. This can lead to a wild price surge. We could see Palantir at $100 in no time. Another thing to keep an eye on is the short interest ratio. As of January 28, 2025, Palantir's short interest ratio was sitting at 1.0. What does that mean? The short interest ratio is essentially the number of days it would take for all short positions to be covered, based on the average daily trading volume. A 1.0 ratio means that, if all the short sellers decided to cover their positions, they'd have to buy back shares equal to the average trading volume of one day. If that number increases, it could signal that the short squeeze is getting more likely. The higher the ratio, the more pressure there will be for shorts to cover, and the higher the potential squeeze. Short squeezes don't last forever. They typically last 2 to 4 weeks. During this time, the stock could see a massive price surge before stabilizing. Why? Because eventually, the buying pressure from short sellers will subside once they've all covered their positions. But during those weeks of chaos, anything can happen, and if you're a Palantir bull, it could mean a chance for some serious gains. But here's the key, you have to act quickly. If you're waiting to jump in once the squeeze starts, don't hesitate. As the saying goes, the early bird gets the worm, or in this case, the early buyer gets the big profits. So, what do you think? With Palantir's rising short interest, the potential for a short squeeze is definitely on the table. The stock could easily see $100 if things go according to plan, and given the current short interest ratio of 1.0, we could be looking at a squeeze within the next 2 to 4 weeks. If you're a Palantir bull, this could be your chance to jump in early and ride the wave. But if you're a short seller, watch out, because a short squeeze can be one wild ride. But wait, there's more. What makes this story even more exciting is the fact that Palantir is more than just a stock with high short interest. It's a company sitting at the epicenter of the AI revolution, which means there's massive long-term potential beyond the short-term volatility. With AI-powered Palantir gaining traction in various industries, the stock could climb to unimaginable heights, regardless of what happens with the short squeeze. Imagine, for a moment, that you were one of the early buyers in the Tesla stock days. You could have gotten in while the price was still low, not realizing just how much it would skyrocket as the company revolutionized the electric vehicle industry. Similarly, Palantir is poised to become a major player in the AI-powered data analytics game, and that's something investors who understand the tech are betting on long-term. It's our privilege that God, the creator of heaven and earth, will bless us abundantly, make us the head and not the tail if we love Him and obey His commandments. Please acknowledge Him in your plans and He will direct your paths. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. Want more information? Check the description section. Alright, beloved friends, that's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. There are 3 more important steps to build wealth. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you highly motivate me to continue bringing to you educative and transformative videos every week. Do not miss out on our future videos full of knowledge and wisdom. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today, your support is appreciated so much. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Thank you. See you in the next video by God's grace. We love you, and blessings to you.